Hello, my name's Adam Noon and you're watching The Best Football Show. Welcome back. It's been something of a hiatus on The Best Football Show, but we're glad to be back with you. No longer sponsored by Fanta. Actually had something of an altercation with them. Don't want to go into it too much. The one thing that I will say is the question that provoked all of the fallout with them, which was, if the earth is round, prove it. But, you know, they want me dead. They've tried their best. I'm still standing, not literally, obviously. Sat down right now. And I've really had to rethink the overall sponsorship situation. You know, I think I'd already really should have learnt my lesson the first time round after having to drop Fanta because of the whole Nazism thing and the way that they were so pro-Nazi Germany. And then, you know, this was the final nail in the coffin, finding out that, that they disagreed with the facts on Flat Earth. But let's not get bogged down in all of that negativity. I want to talk to you today about the new sponsor for the show, and that's a new energy drink that is on the market, one for athletes and professional footballers and the like, and that is the Mars energy drink. It's a milkshake, it's a chocolatey milkshake. It's got the great taste of Mars, but as you can see, a sports cap here, so that, you know, if you were a professional athlete of some sort, you could very easily just twist the cap off, drink it down, and you can tell that it's good for athletes because it's got a really high calorie content, which is basically all just energy. So yeah, Mars, great guys over there. Mars. Okay, so first things first. This isn't what we want to talk about mainly today on the Best Football Show, but I wanted to say congratulations to Pep Guardiola and Manchester City for winning the Premier League. Big achievement for them. Not traditionally one of the bigger clubs in English football, but this is what you get when you hire Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola was, of course, the manager of Barcelona, who in recent years have won the Champions League far more than any other club. They've got the world's best player in Lionel Messi, and they play the best type of football, type where people pass the ball. And so hiring Pep Guardiola as a manager, it's no surprise that straight away he's come in and won the league and he's won the cup. And one of the best signs of what a good manager he is the fact that he decided to get out of the FA Cup as quickly as he did. Obviously, as we've talked about before, the FA Cup is something of a waste of time competition, one that nobody cares about anymore. And I think a sign of real class on his part to exit that competition at the early stage that he did. But we don't want to talk about the Premier League today. We want to talk about the other big football competition that there is, and that's the Champions League. And very specifically, the emergence of a historic big club, but quite a small club in recent years, and that's Liverpool. And I want to talk about not just their tremendous win the other night against Roma, who are an Italian team, but it made me think back to one of their other great European nights, and that'll be a night that all real football fans will be familiar with, and it was what they call the Miracle of Istanbul. It was a game, it wasn't played against Istanbul, it was a game in the Champions League, the biggest competition in all of sport, and it was played against a team called AC Milan, who again are another Italian team, different to Roma obviously, but they were inexplicably 3-0 up, which I imagine for an Italian team was probably doubled the amount of goals they'd scored all season. Obviously, they're not renowned for scoring a lot of goals. But Liverpool, you know, it was indicative of the fact that Liverpool, who have always been plagued with problems in defence, had a poor defence, but very much like now, were able to score a lot of goals. And for those of you who haven't have seen that game, I'm going to stop it there so I don't ruin it for you. A lot of you are going to be saying, well, what is there to say? They were 3-0 down. That's game over. Well, okay, you know, a lot of teams would say that. A lot of people would say that about a football match. But, you know, with football, this is a thing that I always say, with football, often things don't go to the script. So anyway, we're going to pick it up and I'm going to talk you through that game. It's the 2005 Champions League final. So anyway. The 2005 UEFA Champions League final was the final match of the 2004-2005 UEFA Champions League, Europe's primary club football competition. The showpiece event was contested between Liverpool of England and Milan of Italy at the Ataturk Stadium in Istanbul, Turkey, on 25 May 2005. Liverpool, who had won the competition 4 times, were appearing in their 6th final and their first since 1985. Milan, who had won the competition 6 times, were appearing in their 2nd final in 3 years and 10th overall. Each club needed to progress through the group stage and knockout rounds to reach the final, playing 12 matches in total. Liverpool finished 2nd in their group behind 2004 runners-up AS Monaco and subsequently beat Bayer Leverkusen, Juventus and Chelsea to progress to the final. Milan won their group ahead of Barcelona and faced Manchester United, England, International and PSV Eindhoven before reaching the final. Milan were regarded as favourites before the match and took the lead within the first minute through captain Paolo Maldini, one of the great players. Look him up. Amazing player. Milan through captain Paolo Maldini. Milan striker Hernan Crespo added 2 more goals before half-time to make it 3-0. The second half, Liverpool launched a comeback and scored 3 goals in a dramatic 6-minute spell to level the scores at 3-3. So there you go. That's how that's the first bit, obviously. But as you can see already, that 3-0 game just completely turned on its head. With goals from Steven Gerrard, Vladimir Smicer and Xabi Alonso. The scores remained the same during extra time and a penalty shootout was required to decide the champions. The score was 3-2 to Liverpool when Andrei Shevchenko's penalty was saved by Liverpool goalkeeper Jerzy Dudek. Thus, Liverpool won the 5th European Cup, so they won that game. Were awarded the trophy permanently and claimed a multiple winner badge. Liverpool's comeback gave rise to the final being known as the Miracle of Istanbul, which is what we talked about before, and is regarded as one of the greatest finals in the history of the tournament. Okay. I'm going to skip over the route to the final. I feel like I touched on some of it there, but to give you an idea of the sort of quality that takes place in the Champions League, Milan played Barcelona on the way. They were they had Barcelona in their group, and I've talked about some of the other opponents. Liverpool, on the other hand, had I've not even heard of a lot of these. Deportivo, yeah, just trash. Then, yeah, build up. So the 2005 final was the 6th time Liverpool had reached the final, and it was their first appearance since the 1985 European Cup. We don't care about that. I'm just reading. I'm trying to skim read some of this so that it doesn't waste your time on important information. Each team was allocated 20,000 tickets for the final. Liverpool manager was Rafael Benitez, who is a name that some of you will remember as also being Chelsea manager and current Newcastle manager. Milan were expected to field 4-4-2, boring. Okay. Yeah. I don't know whether we need all this. No, it's boring. Yeah, I mean, basically, you've gone through all the main bits. Liverpool were 3-0 down, and then brought it right back to 3-3 and then won the game on penalties. But I gather it was. I've not watched it myself. But it sounds like an absolutely thrilling game. If you want to read any more of that yourself, if you're interested in some more of the detail on there, that is from Wikipedia. Just type in wikipedia.org and then search for 2005 UEFA Champions League final. And you'll be able to find more details on that. But like I say, I've kind of given you everything. All the, the rest of it's quite boring. If you want to get in touch with us then, that's it for this week's show. If you want to get in touch with us, it's bestfootyshow@gmail.com is the email address, and @bestfootyshow on Twitter. Hoping to get back into doing these regularly again after the unpleasantness recently. But it's been a pleasure to be back, and we'll speak to you soon. We'll see you again soon on the Best Football Show.